the switch to Lively. Three, Curry.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, let's get it started.
That was fun.
Yeah, MC Hammer, Steiny. Let's get it started. Well, the guys in the morning got it started. The Warriors got it started last night.
Yeah, my attention span officially 4 seconds.
Okay.
Evan says, I'm coming in with a highlight. 4 seconds later. 0.4. 4 seconds later,
we're all good, baby.
I blow it. Wow, that was fun last night.
I need a cigarette, man. We need a cigarette.
Warriors, they're not in a shambles. They're not. 120, 117. Curry, amazing. Klay comes back.
Oh, my gosh.
The one thing I was thinking after it was all said and done, it worked. Last night ended up working. I think there was a lot of talk about how it could be awkward and maybe Klay's not wanting this, but it all worked out. Klay clearly appreciated the effort that the fans made, and the Warriors went out and then won a great thriller of a game.
Oh, my God.
Steph Curry scores the last 12 points, and we got ourselves a 9-2 basketball team, Goo.
No doubt about it. And yesterday was epic. We were out there. The station did a great job. The fans, everybody involved. And, you know, Willard sent me a text after we did the crossover when there was breaking news that Klay kind of put to rest. Hey, drop the mic. So that lets you know Klay was locked in. But I was wrong because I wanted to see that. But, Steiny, forget that. And I know this is the 5th time you heard it this morning. Everything I wanted to be said on the microphone was said with the guys on the court. That was epic last night. And for the people, I know there should be a lot. I wanted to see Klay do well, 6 threes, and I wanted to see a Warrior win. But the way that the Warriors won, Steiny, Buffalo, Springfield, something's happening here. Kuminga coming off the bench, mastering his role. Draymond Green being a DPOY candidate, it's early. But damn it, I told you guys, I'm being selfish. I saw something at that preseason Sacramento King game with his mannerisms. And then the chef, to bring it home, has me thinking, which way do you go? Which way do you go with your ownership? Kirk Lakeup yesterday, when I asked him about the start, Steiny, he hit pause because he was saying, Goo, we don't know. You got to slow down. But yesterday, for Curry to look into that camera, I don't know if he's ever been more demonstrative. I don't want to get fired. PG&E got to get paid. But this is mine. And you know what the rest is.
What did he say?
This is my
house?
Number 2.
Oh.
This is mine. Yeah. Steiny, what a game. Yeah. What a game.
I'm a little worried about Steph's premature night-night. I mean,
was that a foul?
He hits a 3 to go up 4. There's still a 2-possession game. I'm like, wow.
And he might have made a foul, Steiny, in some world. Dude, there was a little contact, but when you have a leader and a closer playing at this level early, Steiny, I don't know. I'm just going to enjoy what the Warriors are through 11 games. And what they are is deep, multifaceted. They play, whatever. They come at you in droves. But yesterday in this season, early special, man.
888-957-9570. That's the number. You know it. And the Golden State Warriors, they win 120 to 117.
Damn.
Curry, absolutely fantastic down the stretch. And the captain hats kind of worked.
Yeah.
Kind of worked. I thought it was a nice touch for Klay to come into the arena with all the employees. And, you know, Evan and I were talking about this before the show, and I don't know if I can quite put my finger on it, but I felt like before the game started and just hearing Klay talking about what was going to happen last night and how he was thinking about it, I feel like Klay, there's a little bit of bad blood between Klay and the organization.
No doubt about it.
Whether it's Lakeup or Dunleavy, the front office.
There's some resentment.
And I feel like when he's asked about, what about going back to the Golden State? He's like, it's just another game. I think he's thinking about the front office when he says that. Yeah, just another game. But I think like the feeling I kind of got was that the organization in a way was kind of pushing the fans to welcome back Klay because they had to do it that way because they didn't want Klay back. And maybe he felt a certain way about, I know the organization is going to put on a show for me, but I also know they didn't want me.
Wow.
So I think it's BS. But I think when he came in and he saw all the employees,
400 employees, Steiny,
and he was able to kind of discern the difference between the fans appreciating him and what happened between him and ownership. Then I think he was totally excited and happy and appreciative of what happened last night, how the fans treated him, how the organization treated him. And it like I said, I just texted Evan at one point and I just said, it all worked last night. Like it worked. Klay coming back, a little bit awkward, but it all locked in and the Warriors ended up winning a game and Klay scored whatever he scored and now epic. We can move on.
No doubt. But we can move on in Euphoriaville because, Steiny, for the people out there, the men and women, they got brothers and big brothers and little brothers or whatnot. That's what that game felt like and took on to me. And it was special. There'll never be another. There's nothing like the first time in life, right? The first time. And there'll never be another Klay Day Part 1. That was climactic. It was everything. Martin Scorsese couldn't come up with a better script than what we saw. And just what you touched on real quick here, Stoney, I don't know if you saw this. Klay went into the locker room after the game and gave love to his teammates. So that lets you know right there, you're right. Former teammates.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I didn't see it.
But that speaks to he did have to differentiate the organization and the fans and his former teammates. But that was great. And to see, Stoney, they were down 7. I was like, oh, man. And I know a lot of people laugh and scoff when I say the cup was involved. It is. This Warrior team, man, Draymond Green's energy, Jonathan Kuminga, everybody, Melton, but Curry, Stoney, he still might be the best closer in the game. That was Olympic-like. So do you add to that? Do you ride it out? And I'm all over. I'm saying, you got to slow me down.
That's impossible.
Kirk Lacob told us about Klay Thompson before he left us yesterday at Chase's. Guru, I just want him to be happy. And I do wonder if Klay was happy, but it looked like he was, Donnie. I thought he hit the dagger and hit a shimmy. It was Draymond barking. A kid. Dude, it was great. Give me a cigarette, Lucas.
As far as the game went, it's so funny. Like, if Gafford
was that a charge?
Draymond Green gets called for a blocking foul with 2:45 left.
That was
then all of a sudden Dallas goes up 6 with a chance to go up 7. It's night.
Yeah.
Scott Foster blows the call, and Steph comes down and hits a 3, and now we got a 1-point game with 2.5. Anything can happen. I thought that was a big play, and Jason Kidd did not have a challenge. Why? Because he listened to Luka earlier in the game.
Yeah. And he did it Sunday night, too, when Dallas played Denver. Evan was letting me know he was watching. And instead of listening to the guy that's got the iPad, he just listened to Luka and the little Draymond twirl, and it bit him in the butt. But, Steiny, what a game.
888-957-9570 is the number. Warrior fans, there is a lot to get into. What did you think of last night? If you were there or if you watched it on TV, do you feel like I do, which is it worked? Like they pulled it off. They turned what could have been kind of an awkward situation into something that I thought was really, really cool. Klay seemed to acknowledge how cool it was. Klay's teammates with Dallas, Kyrie Irving, talked about it. Even Jason Kidd said he thought they did a great job here in Golden State honoring Klay Thompson. That was a big part of the game, obviously. But there's several issues, and one is this team's 9-2 right now. They're still using 11 guys. It was a TNT game, so we got our full share of Shaq and Charles and Kenny. They had a lot to say.
Kenny said they all agreed in unison, Stoney, that they've never seen a player come back and get more love than what Klay got last night.
Yeah, I heard that. Steph Curry,
probably
the leader right now in the Clutch Award.
Man, he won it last year.
He had 12 points in the last 3 minutes, so he's probably right now your leader for the NBA's Clutch Player Award. Brought that one home yesterday, and the Warriors are now 9-2. Ooh. What's a bigger story? Like what happened last night with Klay's return? Well, the fact that the Warriors are 9-2.
I'm going to go with the 9-2. And I know it's still early, but we'll have Fitz. We'll be joined by Fitz, who wasn't on the call last night because it was a TNT game. So
right.
We'll hit the raw and uncut from him at 11:30. But Steiny, I believe it's the 9-2. That was a nugget. It will always be remembered. But boy, it's early. But when does it become late? And when do you say? And I know today's not the day for it, but it's all I'm thinking about. I'm consumed with it. Do you really need a move, or do you watch it play off? Another, like Kirk Laker said, hey, it's nice, we're watching, but that's where my mind, I'm trying to stop myself from going there, but this thing is real, man.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay, so.
I believe.
Okay.
It just hit me.
So, before the season started, we were looking at this roster, and I said, you know what, I kind of like this roster, and you can tell that the way the contracts are broken up, this team is poised to make a move at some point this year. Oh, Steiny, I don't like that.
Right.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want that. That's this uncertainty. Can't go into the year with uncertainty. Okay, well, now you like it. 11 games. Change your mind.
But what's not to like?
There wasn't anything not to like before they played a game, but you didn't like it.
No, I'm going to give you this. There was the fear of the unknown, partner.
Why?
Nobody. Yeah, but because you didn't know, and now everything's gelling.
Hey, Goo.
Like Pat Riley's hand.
Hey, Goo.
We're gelling.
Goo. I knew.
Is that what this is about?
That's what this is about.
But it's 11 games.
Okay.
Talk to me.
They're 9-2. They're 9-2.
Dude,
these are the wins they're stacking this year that they didn't stack last year.
And these are the games they lose. How about that? Steiny, when they were down 7, I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, Scott Foster stepped in.
Oh, look at boy.
This team's still getting every call in the book like they're. Let's go to.
Hey, real quick before you go. I know I'm getting mushy on you, but I was thinking about you. I was in the house last night. Evan, all of us were.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part about last night before you grabbed the phones? If you seriously, man, just act like we're just at the bar. What's your one thing
you like? We're at the bar.
Yeah. What's that one
thing last night? My favorite thing.
Mine.
Go ahead, you start.
Draymond's block on Gafford, and I heard the splat.
That was nice.
Draymond's incredible, but that was mine. Yours, real quick.
It's probably got something to do with Buddy Hield. I've come around on Buddy Hield.
Right.
Everything.
He's not Nick Young.
Well, dude, that was a bad one by you. Yeah.
Well. Anyway.
Yeah, how'd you fall in love with this team preseason when you thought Nick Young was on it?
What?
Evan Laurel
because the team's bigger than an individual in every case. All right, 888-957-9570 is the number. What was the best part of last night if you were there watching it on TV?
Man.
What was he so mad about, yelling into the camera?
It wasn't mad.
Yeah,
he was telling you, this is my dojo, little bro. You came in here trying to shimmy and take my moves. I'm Michael Jackson. That's what he was saying. This is my cathedral I built. You helped me, but you thought you was going to come in here and get a win. That's what that was. This is my...
And maybe today...
I can't say it. I got paid to PG&E, Steiny.
Yeah, we could probably have a difference of opinion on this one. How'd you think Klay looked?
I thought he helped him. Yeah. No, he wasn't bad. Early on when Steph had ripped him, stripped him, I was like, Yeah. But, dude, he hit some big threes, Steiny. I wish, and I know the game's not played this way, I wanted him to take that. That was a bad shot by Luka.
What's new?
Oh, well, dude.
Luka didn't score in the fourth quarter.
No, he didn't. Give Kuminga credit and Wiggins, as Evan let me know. Kuminga, too. Where's Coach Vallejo? Because I think he thinks I don't like or you don't like.
All over the place.
Dude,
today.
I know. I need
this is unbelievable today. Are you going to bring up Pods?
Let him go.
Why would he bring up Coach and Vallejo unless he's going to bring up Pods, who had nothing to do with that win barely?
See,
I mean, he did a little something.
That's why I think when you know me, you don't.
I don't.
Coach, if you know this, and Vallejo loves JK. And he thinks JK's not getting enough. JK is mastering his role. And coming down.
I think he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I hear
Hall
you,
of Fame?
For
Kuminga? Well, this is what you do after one game.
He got 5 rebounds.
Wow. All of 5?
Steiny, he's mastering his role.
He puts together another 5 rebound game. He'll have 10 in 2
5
games.
from deep, 28 good minutes. He's learning how to navigate, man. It's never been about talent with Kuminga. That's all. I like this team. I wish I could coin this.
Sorry.
I believe.
Yeah, but you can't because you're late to the party.
See,
you're late. You're late.
I hate
and you can't do
the
this.
radio version.
You can't do this on my watch. 888-957-9570 is the number. Warriors are 9-2. By the way, if ever there's a victory lap that cannot be taken, it's got to be Klay Thompson telling Steph Curry, don't you dare give a speech before that game tomorrow night.
Yeah, he did it. I wonder, was that a phone call or dinner, or were they together?
Or text. Yeah, probably text. No, now looking at the way Klay handled it, I think I would have handled it the same way. If Steph would have said, "Hey, they want me to,"
Klay, though, Steiny.
Hey, they want. You know, they're asking if maybe I say a few words before they get. No, Steph, don't do that. We don't. Let's just make it small. Make it,
they
nice
did
gesture.
It with their play, though. What a game! Yeah. Even breakaway layups were getting contested. TJD took a hard spill, dude. The block from Draymond, Draymond hitting the early threes, looking at Kid, looking at Klay.
Watch the game again, then, Tiny.
Oh man. What an excellent early game, man.
That was a great game. Yeah. Great game. 888-957-9570 is the number. And the Golden State Warriors, they win 120-117. They don't play again until Friday when Memphis is in town.
With no Ja.
He's hurt?
Yeah. Ja's out for 2 weeks.
By the way, Embiid and Paul George are out tonight with left knee management.
But they just played last night.
No back-to-backs.
Let me be clear.
The league is broke.
Let me be clear about this. I feel like I am running a marathon and I'm 3 miles in and I'm already way out ahead. Okay. First of all, I was way ahead on the Warriors this year. Talking about how chemistry is important, not always about the ha-ha. Yeah, ha-ha, 40 wins.
I know everything.
You do, Steph.
The second thing, I forgot what I was going to say because I got too self-absorbed.
Yeah.
But
as long as you recognize it. You said the ha-ha, it's a team game.
Yeah.
40 wins. Something about Embiid and George not playing tomorrow.
Let me be the first to be on the opposing side of conventional wisdom as usual. It is so easy to say, the 11-man rotation won't work. Oh, you can't, 12, it can't work. It won't work. You can't do it. It's not sustainable all year. Yes, it is. It is sustainable. And the reason it's sustainable is because nobody plays anymore.
Wow.
Nobody plays. If you're telling me the Golden State Warriors can play 11 guys and treat their stars with a lot of responsibility and not overplaying them, when the Warriors are going to come in on Friday against Memphis, they're going to have 11 guys. They're going to play hard. They're going to have 5 guys come off the bench who are going to play hard, and they're going to get a Memphis team without Ja Morant. Yeah. They're going to win a lot of games like that.
I feel
now,
you, Scotty.
Curry gets hurt, we got an issue. Draymond gets hurt for an extended period of time, we're going to have to figure that out. But the reality of the situation is the Warriors are more likely to be healthy this year if they're playing 10 or 11 guys.
And they're 3-0 without the chef. Just 3-0 without him, partner. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
This is the other thing, too. I mean, so a team like Philly has Embiid and Paul George. They've played 1 or 2 games each of the first 10 games. They're not playing tonight. Those guys are making $50 million. How can you... You can't succeed like that.
I feel you, man.
You cannot succeed like
Unless
that.
they think, you know what, we'll just lollygag and wait till April, qualify, and try to make a run. Now, I hear you, partner.
You can't do that.
This is embarrassing.
Because you're going to win 43 games.
I'm on a vine with all my guys from the U, man, and I bring that up because guys are disappointed. Like, this is becoming a joke, and how dare I, and again, this is the glory of the game last night. It's about the Warriors, and we'll get back to them. Steiny, there's like 8 key guys that are out, and I can't say they're faking, but you're missing the bacon, and your ratings are down. Checks are cashing, so if that's how you want to judge it, but I'm with you. I was looking forward to Ja Friday against the Warriors. and he took a little spill against the Lakers, and now my neck and my back is spinal. But we got Tyson and Jake Paul to look forward to Friday.
And there's another one. There's another one. Now you're all excited about it. A month ago, you were like, oh, I'm watching it. Yes or no?
I broke my back.
Why do you do this? I don't know who am I doing a show with day to day?
I'm going to go John Sally, the guru. The guru.
925. Why is everybody saying this 12-man rotation is unsustainable?
Because we've never seen it work.
Wouldn't they all be fresh for future games? Thank you. You know why they're saying it? Because it's a lazy narrative. And that's what people do. They don't think enough. They don't. You were one of them. I'm sick of it.
Well, give me... what
are we going to do? We lost Klay Thompson and Chris Paul. Well, you know what? We brought in 3 functional players. We're better.
Well, hey, I'm going off of what Kirk Lacob told us, and he kept it real. It's early, fella.
It is early, but they've got 9 wins in 11 games.
But my question in the Rat on the Table brought to you by Atco is, even if they have 20, let's just say they win 22 of their next 31, 22-9. Stoney, I get the feel that the record won't matter. It's their gut feeling as an organization on whoever they identify or becomes available to add next to Steph.
Yeah, you know what I don't want to add to this team?
In 2022, they didn't have Durant. It was a strength in numbers to a degree. So maybe they don't need to make a move. It's early.
Why would you want to bring a star in here who's going to play 39 games? Pick a star, any star. Embiid, 39 games. Well, let's go get Paul George, 39 games.
Giannis, there you go.
Giannis, 61 games. So he's an Iron Man in this league. All right, let's go to Josh and San Leandro.
I can keep going if you want, but I'm not.
But Dro, what's up, Josh? How you doing, man?
How you doing? So I want to address something that you said earlier, where you asked Guru whether you think that a bigger story is them 9-2 or Klay's return game. I disagree with Guru saying that 9-2 matters. Yeah, they're 9-2. It's great, but they've had great starts in the past. They've gone on some great runs. I think last night's game was one of the top 10 games in Warriors franchise history because just the amount of just history and precedence. And I want to get your guys' take on what you guys rate this game in terms of all-time great Warrior games, because this game had everything. I'm talking about it was, Klay coming out, obviously, with his return and all the drama and antics that the game had. You had Draymond putting on a defensive masterclass. You had Luka and Kyrie doing magician stuff all game. And it was just close to the end. And then Curry, just doing Curry stuff to close out the game. Oof. Just a classic game. And I don't know about you guys, but I rate it in one of my top 10 favorite games.
Before you go, what if I told you, and I'm telling Stoney, and I didn't mean to cut you off, what if I told you this is one of its own, like, you can't compare it to anything else because the terms were never Klay, never came back, and that's what made last night so epic. It's a one-off.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what makes this game so special, because just the emotions that were leading up into this game, the entry of Klay coming in with 400 employees wearing the captain hats, I just thought the emotion surrounding the game, it felt like Game 7 in the finals, and this is what, Game 11, 12 that we're talking about, and you're getting that type of energy and from the crowd and from the players. And the chippiness, the friendly, it wasn't, chippy in all bad blood. It was chippy in a friendly way. But just to see, the back and forth between Klay with the shimmy, the Curry pointing, Steph and Dre both hitting threes in Klay's face, and then Klay coming back and hitting those clutch threes to put the Mavs over. And as a Warriors fan, that one shot of Steph Curry smiling and shaking his head near the bench when he was about to check in, that's what, like, every Warriors fan was feeling in that moment. Just kind of like, man, I can't believe this is what it feels like to be on the opposite end of a Klay heater, So I just thought that game had everything in it. The emotions, the performances, everyone was just super entertaining. And I wish I was there. I wish I could go there. But, yeah, man, I just want your guys' take. And where do you guys rate this game?
It's hard to rate it. It was a great regular season game.
But we know why. That's why I don't think it's fair to compare because Klay never returned before. This was the first time. And if this were a movie, and we'll talk to Fitz at 11:30, Scotty, this was an Oscar because it had everything. And it was that good, natural, maybe there's a little animosity, but it was.
Well, stop saying there's a little. Like, it's okay to say Klay has some animosity toward the front office.
Oh, yeah, but.
Yeah, it's okay to say that.
But on the Guru computer, I told you this yesterday. Me, because if you and Evan and Spadoni did me like some could say maybe you didn't step up or speak to the boss.
That's another terrible take you had yesterday.
You can't judge my takes.
I just did.
How dare you say it was terrible?
I thought
it was my feelings.
I was going to bring it up yesterday, but I decided not to.
We're different people. We've lived different lives. We've been through different experiences.
Who the hell are you? If I'm asking you for a favor, you're supposed to be my best friend.
Yeah.
I'm asking you for a favor, and you defy me. I ask you for one favor, and you can't do it for me. I beg you, Goo, can you do me a favor? Please don't go to Nahegan. Please. But you're going to Nahegan,
with my heart.
And that's why we're no longer friends.
No, I would never do that because I would know your heart was in the right place.
I want to leave.
But I want you to go to Dallas. I don't want you to leave. It's a terrible take. And then Willard in all caps texts me breaking news. Klay didn't want the mic or the mic thing is off. I'm like, but he meant it in good fun. But
yeah, it was a troublesome take.
It was. We didn't need any words. Action spoke last night.
Okay. Let's go to Mr. Gooseby in Oakland.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Gooseby.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Goo?
Hey, fellas, how you standing? Hey, Guru, king of the metaphors. That's what I call you, Guru.
Okay.
You king of the metaphors.
Yeah.
Hey, I agree with you, Guru. That was a one-offer, man. I mean, really. It was the best game of the season so far, and I've seen all of them, and that was the best game. And I think we're going to keep on doing this right, and it's going to keep on working, you know?
I don't see why. I don't see why it can't. I don't see why it can't keep working.
Man.
At least, right now. I think you're onto something.
But they say it's not sustainable. The rotation is not sustainable. I've heard plenty of pundits say it's not sustainable.
Yeah,
I know it will.
Appreciate it, Mr. Gooseby. Let me tell you what's not sustainable. Building around Joel Embiid. That's not sustainable.
Oh, man.
I'm out.
By the way,
you're on a heater.
See, the problem,
I need a heater.
The problem with you is that
it's us. What is going on?
Here's the problem that I have with you.
I fell into the team store, and what's going on?
I'll tell you what's going on. I know you didn't pay for it.
Now I'm pointing at you. That hurts. No, you didn't.
See, this is the.
I know you didn't pay.
This is the issue, Guru.
Evan, why are you laughing?
Because it might be true.
Says it. I got the receipt in the trunk.
How about the way I saw that pickleball shirt yesterday, and I go, "Hey, check this pickleball shirt out, Nahegan. I'll bet you somebody would like one of these." And he goes, "Yeah, he already took one."
Dude, you used that material Monday.
Well, I also asked for Nick in Ohio 3 times yesterday.
That was great. Oh, my goodness.
See,
why are you going in on Embiid, man? Come on, man. Dude just gave me a compliment about my metaphors. Let it breathe.
So, this is where you don't understand my nuance. Because you're going to, I want to say something about a player, and you're going to be like, but Steiny, he doesn't stink. And I'm like, I know he doesn't stink.
All right, let's try it. Go ahead.
Something Luka,
but he took his team.
He didn't score in the fourth quarter.
I got that, but let's just, if you allow me, Stoney, they went to the finals last year. How much is that worth, though? Yeah, they didn't win it, but I get what you're saying. There's a lot of areas he can improve on, but what do you think you're looking at to where now you want to say? I thought him getting to the finals was almost like him winning.
Since when do you give a guy credit for that? You hold it against guys.
I called him fat, a cigarette smoker, a lazy butt, and he got his team to the finals. Right.
And I'm not. I don't know.
All right. So what are you seeing from him that got you concerned?
If people say without us, 5 years ago, you can't win with James Harden. You can't win a title with James Harden. Why aren't you saying it with Luka? They're the same player.
I'll say this about Luka. He didn't have the KD Steph Warriors to go up against. But
I just don't.
Yeah, talk.
It's hard to explain, but it's just.
Quiet.
I don't think he's efficient enough.
Wow, Steiny. He turned the ball over. They were up 5, trying to post Wiggins out of a timeout and fell down. That changed the game, too.
I also think there's something about having to play with Luka. It's not easy, man.
I think Kyrie's figuring it out, though, Steiny. They went to the finals.
They're 5-6. Dale and Cupertino.
It's early.
And you know what? I'll tell you right now, they got a favorable matchup against the Timberwolves. They own the Timberwolves. They just do. It's like the Timberwolves stink on the power play.
They lost to Portland last night.
They stink.
Well, who? Portland?
Everybody stinks except the Warriors. Melton with a big 3, too, last night. I think it was the last point scored by a non-Steph Curry Warrior.
Yeah, he went on his own run. And they needed it. Warriors win 120-117. They're 9-2, ladies and gentlemen. Who saw it coming? Be honest. 9-2. It's pretty good. I got my hand up.
Pretty good. 888-957-9570 is the number. I want to get into some of this sound. And what'd you think of the tribute?
I thought it was awesome. And
Klay watched it all.
Yeah.
He was looking up at the scoreboard for sure.
No doubt about it. It was emotional. And I'll say this to that, Steiny. Draymond Green, I don't know if you caught what he said. He had to watch it prior so he could be in battle mode and not get caught up in it. But it was well done. And gosh, Steiny, these dudes look like babies before the facial hair. Just watching him with the waves and the low haircut and the baby face, along with Steph Andre, it was just something I won't forget. And I don't want to put too much on it, but I'll never forget that I was there. We did the show, the station, the fans, the hats. Like you said, it was perfect. Jamie Lee Curtis.
I didn't use perfect. I said it worked.
Well, that's the difference between you and I.
Yeah. No, you're right. It is. It is. I thought last night worked.
I'm afraid to open up and put myself out there. So that's why.
No, that's me.
Please. You're the coldest dude in the world.
That's what I mean.
You said it worked. I said it was perfect.
888-957-9570. When you're watching that game last night, when you're thinking about it today, I mean, what's your takeaway as a Warrior fan? Is it Klay coming back? Is it the appreciation the fans showed? See, I think just to borrow, if you think last night's was perfect, I think one of the reasons has to be that you also realized when the horn sounded at the end of the night, you were 9-2, and you got a pretty good team. At least that's the way it looks right now. Like that to me was the icing on the cake last night. Was the fact that you were down late, you made enough plays to come back and win the game, and you don't look up and you're, well, okay, now we're 5-8. Let's get something going. No, you're 9-2 right now,
man,
and
a good 9-2.
Absolutely. 888-957-9570. Also, what did you think about Klay's performance? How'd you think he played last night?
I'll give him a B+, Steiny.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, seriously?
No.
No, seriously, explain. I thought he bounced back for everything that could have snowballed. Yeah. Curry was trying to team up, shot an air ball, all the little things where I was like, oh no, 34 minutes, and then he got hot.
Well, how did he get hot?
Hitting threes.
Yeah, the ball found him on a couple.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Well, right. How did he do when he had to put the ball on the floor? Not very good.
Well, that might just be a part of his game now.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
7 of 17, 6 of 12 from deep.
No, he made some threes.
No, he did.
But I didn't watch that game not at one point did I watch that game last night and say, boy, they missed Klay. I'm sorry, I didn't. And I'm not ripping Klay Thompson, but I think it actually is going to be fine for him on that team because they have two ball dominant guys. And you know what? The ball's going to find him at times, just like it did last night. And he makes those shots. And so they're going to win their share of games.
He had a big one go in and out towards the end. Steiny was about a minute left. Like,
Steiny, after last night, do you think Klay may have some regrets? I mean, it kind of doesn't matter.
And I'm going to say
they're better. This team's better.
Right.
Than the team was last year. I'm not saying Klay was the reason they weren't good last year, but this team's better. 888-957-9570 is the number. Steve Kerr, what'd you think about this game?
We won the first and the third quarters pretty well. Played really well. Ball was moving. Our defense was good. Second and fourth, we really struggled in both. And, they got off to that great start, took the lead, and just an incredible finish anchored by Steph and Draymond. Steph on the offensive side, Draymond on the defensive side. It's amazing to watch those guys still after all these years. And couldn't be prouder of the team for, a tough win against a great team.
Yep.
And I think he means every word. And Steiny, again, we talk about Rudy Gobert and all the fake defenders out there. I'm not calling him fake. I'm just telling you, Draymond Green, at this age, right now, has got to be one of the leading candidates for DPOY. It's early. We have fun. I'm just telling you how well he's playing, and then this is why you give me no effing love.
I do.
I go to the preseason game against the Kings and come back in here and could have told you everything under the sun about the game, and the one thing your partner told you was, Dre seems to be in a zone. I don't know what it was, but I saw it up and close, and I bring that up because, Steiny, he's brought that into the regular season.
You're right. He has.
Well, I don't know that, Steiny, when you do that stuff.
Well,
you're throwing me off now.
It was just, I felt it was right on the heels of the Wiggins eyes. And so,
You will not let that one
not just me. But it's all the listeners.
Evan laughing. Why? Boy, man. We don't know where Wiggins is. Speaking of him, he played defense, didn't have the best offensive night, Steiny. Andrew Wiggins, 34 minutes, 3 of 8. But
here's Kerr on Wiggins defense.
Okay.
Yeah, Wiggs was great. I just think there has to be an accumulative effect on Luka. You can't stop him. He gets to so many shots, so you just have to try to make it difficult. He played 41 minutes. Wiggs was draped all over him. And I thought, maybe that affected the 3-point shooting a little bit. He was 2 for 10. So he's such a phenomenal player, but you just make it difficult, and I thought that's what Wiggs did.
Doncic didn't score in the fourth quarter.
I can't. And did you know that in real time, Steiny? I knew he had the ball. I didn't know it was a goose egg. Like, damn.
I mean, I guess. I knew he wasn't hurting him.
Yeah.
I might not have known that he didn't score at all. Let's go to Joe. Joe's in San Jose. What's going on, Joe? How you doing, man? You got to be fired up, Joe.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you guys for taking my call. I just think Steph Curry's performance is not sustainable. I mean, look at the last 2 years. They're off to a great start. I give them that, but I don't see the Warriors going nowhere. And let me ask you guys 2 questions. Well, who is the leadership on the team, and how much did Steph Curry had influence on on Klay Thompson staying or going? Thanks for taking my call.
I don't
see. That's what I was trying to get to yesterday.
It's a wrap.
To put oneself in Klay's shoes by maybe, is he looking like guys didn't go to the boss or he didn't even want him to? My point is this was a Klay decision, and it was obvious for whatever reason he chose to depart, and Curry didn't want him out of here. But as far as this not being sustainable, Steiny, I would really like you, it's early, to compare and contrast the 2022 team because it didn't have the likes of Kevin Durant. I know there's no Bielitsa or Otto Porter Jr., but there's different versions of those guys. And you talk about load management or guys out. I think the Warriors can really, by their play, really, are we talking about a 50-win team? I don't know. But right now, nothing is surprise. Nothing's off the table.
I don't know how many games they're going to win. I just know that they're 9-2.
Man.
And they've already beat. And here's the other thing. Well, they beat Oklahoma City without Holmgren. So what?
He started the game.
The bottom line is, if you go 2-2 against Oklahoma City, that's probably 1 or 2 more wins than most teams are going to get against Oklahoma City. So it doesn't matter if guys weren't playing. What matters is how many times did you beat a good team over the course of a season? And if the team's not good on a given night just because they're missing a guy, it kind of doesn't matter.
Steiny,
you still get credit for the win.
Before you grab the call, the next call, I just want to just focus and hone in on where you believe Steph is at in his career, or where he's at. Forget the career. We know where that's at. Steiny, I think this is sustainable. 27 field goal attempts, 5 of 12 from deep, but again, it goes back to the Olympics. I know he's not playing with superstars everywhere. It's not about that. He has 4 rings. If you get him to money time, most likely they're going to make it happen. So that's what now I feel like the formula from 2022 is back, Stoney. Keep it close, and the chef can bring it home. And I'm not saying he has to do it alone.
Can I be honest? If I were coaching in the NBA, and I've done this with Curry over the course of 15 years, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh.
If I've got an immobile Luka Doncic who gets switched out onto Steph, and then I get 7'4" Derek Lively, I'm fouling him. I swear to God, I'm just putting him to the line for 2.
Wow.
He just, it's automatic when he gets switched out on a big. He's making a 3. He's going to make a 3.
Now, you're going to laugh. A couple times Luka was trying.
No, Luka was trying.
Okay,
yeah, he tried.
Okay.
Luka tried.
But you know what I mean. Like,
but it doesn't matter. He knows he can create the space that he needs against a bigger guy.
And he did.
And he doesn't.
Lively had no chance.
He does not miss those shots.
You're right.
Against bigger defenders that get switched out on him.
And you know what's funny? And it's what Bob Myers said to us yesterday when we had him on, Stoney. Steph doesn't have the Chris Mullin or Klay Thompson form where he's jumping off the ground. He kind of has the Rick Fox where his feet are. His ability to dribble, shake and bake, and then let it fly is what makes it amazing. But you're right. He was just like a great marksman. Got him in the middle and let it go. Bang! It's just incredible, man.
And listen, he was unbelievable last night. But I do think that Dallas,
I'll love to hear them all ears.
They're not a great defensive team. I mean, at the end of the game, they got Kyrie, Luka, and Klay out there. That's not a good defensive team. And Steph Curry knows how to exploit that.
But they played, and again, I keep going back to last year, Stoney. I thought their D yesterday at times was they got length. Yeah, they got some.
They got some big guys underneath, but
like OKC last year, they beat them in a playoff series.
Well, that's because OKC was really, really young. I mean, OKC's young,
but you give Dallas do
you think Dallas is a good defensive team? I don't. I'm just telling you, I don't.
But when you get to the finals and you got that length of, okay, I'm going to get beat, but I'm going to give you my all, and you got Gafford and Lively and Guy, PJ, like it was good enough, Stoney, to get him to the finals. I guess that's like we can't. I think you might be a little too harsh on him. You're right. Individual defenders, no. But as team defense, they're not no punk.
They're not a good defensive team. I just don't think they are.
Even when the Warriors were down 7?
Even when the Warriors were... Okay. I mean,
because I was like, man, I was...
I mean, the Warriors scored 120.
No,
that's a lot of points. Yeah. 888-957-9570 is the number. Theo in the East Bay. What's going on, Theo? How you doing?
What's up, boys?
Hey.
Yeah, great game yesterday, man.
Really was.
Great way to close the chapter on Klay's time with the Warriors. And you know what? I can't help but feel like there's a little game of chess being played there. Today might not be the day for it, but, maybe the Warriors were thinking, let's see what we can do to kind of get you out of your game by welcoming you with 400 employees at the door. But again, today might not be the day for that. But I grew up on this team, man. I'm a little younger. My whole Warrior experience has been built off of 4 guys: Steve, Steph, Draymond, and Klay. So Warriors did it right yesterday. And you know what? I do think this stuff is sustainable. The 12-man, 11-man rotation. I think it's good. And, everybody's hating. Oh, they're the same guys who are saying that shooting teams can't win it all. So let's see what we can do. Cheers, boys.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thanks, Theo. Appreciate the call.
I got you.
Appreciate it. 888-957-9570 is the number. And the Golden State Warriors, they win a thriller last night, 120-117. Curry scored the last 12 points.
Man.
They came back from 114-108 with 3.5 minutes to go to win that game. Klay Thompson made his return, made some shots, but the Golden State Warriors come out on top. And
Draymond was the 5 in the finishing lineup, Sonny. No TJD.
Yeah, let's hear Steve Kerr on Draymond's intensity.
I mean, you saw down the stretch, Chris DeMarco said he was playing like it was Game 7 of the finals, but that's Draymond. He's the ultimate competitor, and it did feel like a big night. Obviously, it was with Klay coming back and the defending conference champions in the house. So it felt like a big night, and our guys responded.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch and YouTube, powered by First NorCal Credit Union. You good?
Yeah, I need a cigarette, and I don't smoke. Just from last night. The game, wow. Sonny, that was crazy, man. It had everything, every ingredient of trying to get to something epic. And you knew, I know Kerr mentioned the finals. People are going to come for me with this take, Sonny, but it's natural. Like, that was more than the finals. That was more than a ring. That was feelings. That was history. That was brotherhood. That was competition at its finest. And man. I wouldn't. I'm telling you, I can't compare this game because it's a one-off, because it's a return. The gravity of that alone, there's nothing to compare it to. But it had it all, man.
Let's go out to Chris in Santa Clara. He was at the game. What's up, Chris? How you doing?
How you doing, guys?
Hey, doing well.
Hey, that was an epic game last night. I was there. Probably the top 5 game I've been to for 45 years, watching the Warriors. I would say that defenses are key, and you can never underestimate Steph Curry.
Nope. Well said.
Night is the dagger. I called it the dagger.
Night.
I was there last night, and I didn't think they'd give Klay Thompson that big of a array, but I'm happy for the fans. Yeah,
me too. It all worked out. It worked out very well. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate
and
the call.
hat idea was a perfect, it was perfect, Stoney. People had him on.
Well, and the other thing is, before the game, when he was walking around the court and just clapping and thanking the fans, it was clear that he, it meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
It absolutely meant a lot to him.
Walking in that tunnel was something to watch, man.
And I just feel like last night, he realized that, he'll always have fans out here in the Bay Area, even if maybe things didn't end the way he wanted to. He wanted them to end here. 888-957-9570. Let's go up to Vancouver. Danny's in Vancouver. What's going on, man?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Hey.
Hope you're well.
Thanks.
Great show as always. You're on fire. Both of you are on fire this morning. That was one of the most entertaining and exciting games, I think, in the last 3 years. It was absolutely perfect. I think, all good stuff. I think that I really think the Warriors are a class organization. I really mean that. I think they went out of their way to make Klay feel loved and appreciated as he should be. So no ifs, ands, or buts. However, I got to keep it real, guys. Yep. I watched the game last night. I thought Klay was okay. He took some stupid shots. He forced some shots. He did the Klay stuff that we've been seeing instead of being patient and kind of waiting for it to come to him. Didn't cost him his game. I thought overall he was pretty good, but definitely, he was trying to prove something. And this is the part I don't understand. He's got such a chip. I mean, he got paid $80 million for sitting for 2 years, and that's great. He deserved that. I'm happy for him. But this thing about, I want to prove them wrong. I don't understand that chip he's got. I know he wants to play well, but I don't understand that. And I'm curious what you guys thought. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you know what, Danny, I look at that as less of a function about the Warriors than the injury. The 2 years that he didn't play. I mean, I think those took a toll on him psychologically and obviously physically.
And his explosion,
and he's just not the same player that he was, and he's also 34, and I think that's his greatest frustration, probably, to my way of thinking, more than the Warriors not wanting him back.
No doubt about it. And to that point, to his credit, Stoney shared with us before he left while he was a Warrior just of the darkness of trying to come through the wilderness of knowing, I'm not going to have my lift or explosion back. I mean, man.
Jason's in Philly. What's up, Jason? How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Hey.
Doing well.
Boo, looking good, too, man. I didn't realize how much weight you lost. But
well, yeah, but they don't got the skinny camera on me. They got a different camera lens on me today. I'm looking a little plump. Thanks, brother.
But, Steiny, you're welcome. Steiny, I wanted to touch on something you said earlier and also point out something that's working really well in the Warrior offense. But you said that the 12-man rotation can work. And I think for some really bad teams and early on in the season, it's going to be fine. But last night, what you saw is when the better team shorten the rotation, the bench gets exposed. And over the weekend, playing these high-leverage games, I've kind of been watching. And when the team starters go against our bench, it's a really bad matchup, especially if Hield isn't going crazy from deep. And that's what happened last night. The Mavs shortened their bench. Kyrie and Luka and Klay played a lot of minutes, along with Lively and Gafford, and they would eat into our lead. So I think that's going to be a trouble place for the team, especially when we get into the playoffs. But one thing that's working really well for the team that I'm really loving the twist that they're doing is they started last year spamming the guard-on-guard action, screening action above the break. But now they're running a twist action, bringing in the second screener. And especially when Steph has the ball or Hill has the ball, they can either allow the screener to flip it after the guard-on-guard action and drive to the lane or shoot, or they can just take it straight up. And Steph used it last night, and it was unstoppable. So between that and his regular pick and roll with Dre, they have two really good actions that they can spam. And above the break this year, they're top in the league in terms of frequency and percentage-wise. I think they just need to work on their corner threes, and that may be an area that they need to look at making a trade to get someone that can really knock down the corner threes because they're like 2% differential in attempts.
Well, here's thanks for the call, Jason.
Appreciate it.
Here's the one thing that you said that I do find interesting, and I don't know. Maybe the answer is the answer can't be a yes or no to is it sustainable. Maybe it will be some nights and not others. But I look at last night's game, and you're right. Irving played 37, and Doncic played 41, and the Mavericks won that third quarter. But I just feel like the Warriors were the more energetic team down the stretch. And maybe Luka's going to be in better shape in a month, and that game doesn't end the way it does. But, I mean, hey, Fitz, when you don't do a call like last night, do you have a little FOMO? That's fear of missing out, my man.
No.
Fitz!
No. That's, you saw those tribute videos, right? 37 points in a quarter, that's me. 14 threes in a game, that's me.
He was there.
15 years of a guy's career, that's me.
Let him know, Fitz.
Come on, man. Give me a break.
That's great.
So
four parades, that's me. I mean, come on.
I love it.
It's like we want to run down 6 Olympics. We want to do 32 Warrior seasons. Like, what am I missing out on again?
You missed Clay's return.
I love it.
I mean, jeez, Fitz.
No, actually, Matt, I mean, just on a serious note, I loved being there as a fan, to be honest. I had a great time being at the game, sat with Kalena and our friends and, chopped it up and get to – I relish just getting to be a fan. Like, why is Dallas single covering Steph at the end of the game? This crazy stuff and just enjoying it. And I was just so proud of Dub Nation in that, I said this at the open practice, so I'm going to keep saying it. Last year's home record hurt my heart, man. I can't have the Warriors be 21-20 at home and then be killing it on the road. Because from Oracle on, this has been the greatest fan base in the entire sport. Like, they cheered things into existence. And so to have it be like a bunch of tourists where you're essentially 500 at home last year just bothered me at a huge level. And so last night I was like, there is Dub Nation. Like, there it is. That's the Warrior family, and the players responded accordingly, and that's the kind of home court I want to see this year, because this team needs it more than it ever has, because it doesn't have the big talent disparity that it used to have. So as a fan, I got to experience and enjoy, here's Dub Nation again. I don't know where they were last year, but they're here. And the home crowd felt like it should be, and then they were rewarded with just, I think, an incredible night that we're all going to remember for a long time.
No doubt, Fitz. I couldn't wait to talk to you, and I was in the building feeling the same way, something I'll never forget. But, Fitz, I don't know if you remember, and you probably don't. Last time we hooked up and chopped it up, I was hurt on the play-in, loss to Sacramento, and no playoffs. And I was scared with no Klay and, his 38% from three and no Chris Paul. But just walk us through the Fitz computer in regard to what you've seen even before last night, Fitz, and 11, 12 deep when you found out that's what they were going to do. How shocked are you, if you're shocked at all? Because, Fitz, I can't believe what I'm watching, especially defensively, led by Draymond.
Yeah, I think the thing is, last year, I never bought it's true, so you can say it, but it just didn't feel that way. With the Warriors, they're not a playoff team and this and that. I mean, they finished last year 27-12 in the final 39, and they finished 17-4 on the road. And the reason they had 46 wins, 2 wins against OKC, they didn't foul up 3. So to me, that's 48 wins. And then that's 48 wins with GP2 missing half the season and Draymond missing 27 games. So I was really looking forward to this season of, okay, Gary's going to be healthy, and so far he has been. Draymond's going to be Draymond, and he's been amazing. And then, Chris Paul and Klay, you love both of them, and they matter, but you have Moody another year, Kuminga another year, Brandon another year, Trace another year, and then DeAnthony Melton and Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield coming back, and Wiggs, with the personal stuff with his dad passing away, I think is – in a better place in closure-wise, and that's something that's incredibly difficult to get through. So I was just very optimistic on where they would be and what kind of team they would be. And I'm stealing Steph's word, and it's just one I'm kind of hanging my hat on. They're relevant. They matter. They're a factor in the league. Boston's probably better. OKC's probably better. But the Warriors matter. Like, they're in that next group of 5, 6, 7 teams we're going to be talking about this season, and I think the start to the season kind of proves that.
Bob Fitzgerald joining us on 95.7 The Game. There's one little issue, and I'm sure you've already noticed it, Bob, and that is in the West right now, there's 10 teams over 500. In the East, there's 2 teams over 500. So you got to keep stacking wins.
No, Matt, you've been with the Warriors and covered the Warriors forever. Like, remember the 48-win Warrior team that missed the playoffs?
Yeah.
This East-West disparity has gone on forever and ever and ever. And, there was always the talk of why do we do the geography thing? And why don't you just take the best 16 teams? And, you heard all the crap. Well, they don't play a balanced schedule. And they don't play a balanced schedule. If you're in the East and have an easier schedule, and you still can't be one of the top 16 teams, what the hell are we doing protecting you? That makes no sense. But, that's a bigger discussion that the league's going to have to look at. Having said that, in the West, oh, my God, it's going to be just a bumper car race the entire season. Again, I think the Thunder, the Chet Holmgren injury hurts them, and the Hartenstein injury hurts them, but the Thunder won 57 games. I don't see a lot of 50-win teams necessarily. I see a lot of 44, 45, 48, 49, and that's why all these games are so critical. And what'll get lost in this, because, it was great to have Klay back. I'm glad he played well. The game was amazing. I love Jay Kidd in Dallas. Like, it was super fun. But if you're the Mavericks, think about leaving the building. You shot 52%. Klay had 22, Kyrie had 21, Luka had 31, Gafford and Lively combined for 27. The Warriors missed 11 free throws, and you lost. That's hard for Dallas to think about. Yeah. That's a loss for Dallas. That hurts. And when you get down to the Warriors seeding the last 2 years have been determined by a single game. Yeah. One game.
And so these are the one games, like the not fouling against OKC last year twice. You're not in the play-in. You're in the top 6. Like one game, and these one game setups are going to matter in this conference, and that's where you could have given away that Houston game after blowing the lead. You won it in overtime. You could have given away the OKC game, but you steadied the ship down the stretch and won it. You easily could have lost last night, down 7 with 4 minutes left, but you didn't. The Warriors are saving a lot of these one-game swings by getting over the finish line and winning games. And so you used it perfectly, Matt. Stack wins, man. You're going to need every freaking win in this Western Conference when it's all said and done.
Man, good stuff. The best reality show is Pro Sports Fits. I stand on that, and I'll say this. I could keep you to 5 p.m. We could, going over every player that's just, been a positive. But Jonathan Kuminga coming into this season, no contract extension. I was thinking, Fitz, oh no, I don't know how he's going to handle it. But I hear you on the call and the excitement. But I'm just impressed with the growth and his play and his role for right now coming off the bench. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, you said it perfectly, Guru, is that for whatever reason, everyone is focused in the world on starting lineup. Who's in the starting lineup? Tell me who's playing minutes and helping you win or lose games. Like, I always say, like, Manu Ginobili and John Havlicek weren't sitting there thinking about their Hall of Fame careers, whether or not they started or not. They were amazing players. So in the starting lineup with Steph, Draymond, and Wiggins, and then they're playing Draymond and Trace together, which I think is great, Kuminga's not going to be a focal point in that group because you have Steph. You have Draymond looking for Steph. You have Wiggs, and you're trying to get him going. You got Trace on the roll, and you're trying to get him dunks and lobs. So JK is kind of a fit in there. Like, it doesn't work as well. But in the second unit, Buddy Hield and Kuminga are the scorers. They are featured. They are the focal points. So you look up, JK's playing 26, 27 minutes. He's scoring 16, 18, 20 points. He's grown defensively. He's grown offensively. And it's just, I think he's embraced that role and played amazingly good basketball. And so this is a perfect fit of a kid like, hey, I'm 22. I'm taking a step forward in my game. I'm helping the team win. I got a big role on this team. And other than, Franco Finn saying your name, other than that, you've got everything you want in the world. So I think it's worked out great. And I credit Steve for putting guys in and out in a huge rotation. Some nights it's somebody's night. Some nights it's not. But the guys' chemistry and camaraderie, nobody's, it's not my night or I'm not getting to play or this or that. There's big moments for every single guy on this roster at various times in the season, and it's a long year, and I think that depth is really going to help them because of it.